Greetings, everybody. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers on Europa, episode 18, which originally streamed live on Twitch. And I will also take some of these frames, because I don't really have the need for the ogre dock anymore. And this will save me some steel. Just trying to make it look a little bit more aesthetic. So I eventually want to pressurize this, so I'm going to actually start working towards pressurizing, putting a frame back up there, and then removing this frame because it's just ugly. Okay. I don't know if I'm pressurized in here. Let's see. Ammo analyzer. Will it read as a room? It does. So I'm not sharing atmosphere with Europa. I am enclosed, which is cool. Guess it makes sense to have a pathway. So I actually put this back. But just a skinny pathway out to where the tunnel starts. So it's flush and you don't trip or anything. It also doesn't need to be fully welded because it doesn't need to be airtight. Cool. Seems good. Let me in. Eventually, I plan on heating this room the same way I heated the base, or actually just getting rid of these doors altogether and having it be a tunnel all the way to the elevator. So that there isn't two atmospheres here. It's just one big base. Risking, of course, terrain is part of the base, but whatever. It's a risk. It's a fun risk. And maybe moving that spawn beacon now that I'm headed down there more often. Don't want to trip on it continually. So let's get that spawn beacon out of the way. This thing's been kicked around a lot. I guess I could have it be like a wall spawn point. I mean, my suits are here. Okay. Now, another thing, before I forget, let's grab the tracking beacon up top before a storm hits and kills it. I wonder if my kit... Oh, close helmet. I wonder if my kit battery is full yet. A little shy of half. Not terrible. So that's how I used the tracker to figure out the elevator shaft. Pretty simple. Low-tech solutions, when they work, are great. Good. I'm happy to see that the tracking beacon hasn't moved, because that would be a problem if it had. I would have marked everything incorrectly. This feels sketchy. So I can put the tracking beacon away. Next step is the... Oh, no, that's not it. Elevator's what? The electronics printer? Yep. So I need solder for that. I might run out of solder. Or rather, I will definitely run out of solder. I'm just going to make a few elevator pieces as a indicator of where the elevator is going to go, but I'm going to need a lot more shafts than I have the material to print. So it's kind of a token elevator. So we'll go with 4. 4 is good. I'm also going to do a power transmitter. So the plan is to use the power transmitters to transmit power over to the elevator, drawing from the kit battery that I had recently installed in the solar array, so that we have a reason to use a power transmitter. And it should be pretty cool. I don't know if I probably need... I'm definitely going to need an APC for this thing, too. So let's get an APC. And a large battery. Now, the power transmitters, I believe, can only be placed on frames, so I'm also going to bring my frames and sheets with me. And I'll take a fully charged battery, thank you. So the idea is to take the power output here, bring that heavy cable down, and it's going to be a little bit of a long run, to the tunnel here, feeding in maybe the side somewhere, feeding it in this way, and then using it to then send power wirelessly to the base of the elevator. I think that would be pretty cool if it works correctly. And I should be able to lay a lot of the groundwork before the end of stream. So then what we'll be doing here is we'll transmit the power like this. Where we, obviously it ruins the walkway a little bit, but we transmit the power all the way down this tunnel using wireless power transmitters to then power up the elevator in the penthouse from that kit battery that I made. Oh, they don't require frames. Cool. Nice. So we'll have wireless power in this tunnel. Can they go on a ceiling? Yeah, I think they can. Let me try that. I'll have to install some things though, because I'm running out of space. So the elevator starts here. Maybe? Yeah, right there is probably good. It's just about underneath that hole. And then everything above this is just shaft. So then we'll have the elevator shaft go all the way up. So let me drop the other elevator parts. And then off of this transmitter, keep this on me so it doesn't run out of power. Off this transmitter will be the area power controller to then power up the elevator. Yeah, let's see if this goes on the ceiling. I believe it does. No. So this will be a receiver anyway, not a sender. And I didn't bring iron sheets with me, so I need to set those up. So underneath that will be a steel frame. And I'm going to put a steel frame under this, even though it really doesn't need it. I'll do it anyway. Looks a little bit more substantial. Okay, cool. So let me go get the sheets, but before I do that, ew. Hang on a minute. Give me that back. Should have grabbed another frame. I need a place to put the area power controller, so it would help if I had another platform here. There we go. I'm not going to stick the battery in this yet because it's way too cold. In here, it would kill the power. So I need to heat this tunnel. And I'm going to definitely run out of cable. So there's going to be a fair bit of mining the elevator shaft. And then these small cables are going to have to run all the way up the shaft as well. So I'm going to need a lot of cabling to boot. But that gives you an idea of how it will look. Let me go and grab my mining drill. So we'll have to dig out back here to be able to power up the shaft and and then just dig out a big tunnel. And I'm gonna dig the entire elevator shaft before I pressurize, because what I want to do is I want to seal it and then heat it with like a furnace. I'll move my temporary furnace setup. So it's a very labor-intensive elevator project, but should be really cool when it's done. So I'm gonna do an initial borehole all the way up. Yeah, you can see how many elevator shafts I'm gonna need and how much cabling I'm gonna need and how much heating of this tunnel I'm gonna need to do. Ooh, uranium. Okay. That's the peak. Perfect. Whee! So then the rest of the manual labor is just to do boreholes like this all the way up as I'm jetpacking up so that it's nice and uniform. we'll have the penthouse. Oh boy. It's a little scary to be dropping like this. But as long as I hit J in time, I don't die. Oops. Turn that off. Alright, so let's get the iron sheets and some more cabling, heavy cables and light cables, to be able to start this project. Or to continue this project. But I think it's a pretty cool way to show off wireless power transmitting in a functional way. So 4 iron sheets and a whole lot of cables and elevators. Why not drill my way down too? Yeah, I could do that. I could do that next cycle. But this is no longer a pressurized room. That's one of the reasons why I haven't installed the battery cell. And I probably won't install the battery cell until it's all heated, so I'll put this battery away. Because the cold will kill the power. I'll put that here, and I'll never in the future remember that it's there. It's weird that it's 100% but green. I guess it's rounding. So heavy cables, and check. And then instead of steel sheets, I need the iron ones. I need 2 more iron sheets. And then a lot of cables. So all of my remaining copper will go to these heavy cable coils. I have 7 solder left. Oof. The solar... this battery looks pretty good. So this is the power output. So I have to make sure it doesn't touch the input. Which means it's going to be layered in a weird way like this. And then this cable is going to go over to the power transmitter. Which is down in the ogre tunnel, sort of. Is there anything else I could be doing while I'm here? Topping up my food. So, a lot of elevators required. So if we take a look at the kit elevators, it's copper, gold, solder, steel. I'm definitely going to need to make another batch of solder, and probably another batch of steel. It's a lot of gold, too. It is a lot of gold as well. So, it's an expensive project, but it should be pretty cool once it's done. And that's sort of the end cap finale planned. So hopefully it will turn out good. I don't know if this is enough heavy cables, but with any luck it will be. So we'll do the rest light cables so I can get the APC running and the first elevator set up. Bye-bye, copper. Alright, we'll see if that's enough. for at least this part of it. It's, oh man, what a ridiculously expensive project. Never have enough cables ever. I know. No storm coming. That's good.
Temperature low. Temperature critical.
Might want to close my helmet. I'm surprised my lungs weren't screaming as I came out here.
Oxygen low.
Oh, my helmet was closed. It was my suit wasn't on.
Temperature.
Sorry, lungs. Yeah, I could have avoided this long run had I put the kit battery like here, but I had logic circuits there, so wasn't really an option at the time. Yeah, I'm gonna run out of heavy cables. It's okay. Alright, the run for copper and gold begins. I need a stacker for the printer? No, I don't. You might want one, but I definitely don't need one. It works just fine without it. Need and want are very different. I think I already hit this gold. Yo, definitely did. Let's see if this is... Oh, come on, terrain. Deform! Deform! I hate this bug. It would be great if I could mine. Here we go. Here's some gold. Oh, it's still doing it. Come on, game. Please! Oh, you know what? It's my fault. I was set to flatten. At least I realized it in a semi-timely manner. Well, let's go back to that other node. Now, it's a lot of gold per... Oh, actually, while I'm here, I should get the lead. Because solder is another one of those things I'm going to need a whole lot of. At least solder is very easy to make. And I think I have lead in my base still, too. But I'll just make a big old batch. So I don't have to keep doing it. So I'll go up to like 150. Do a batch of 300 solder. Okay, there we go. And then, hey, Destroy with Roy, thanks for the resub. And then I'll have to go seek out copper, which has been the bane of my existence. At the start of this series, I was hunting for copper, and I just couldn't find copper or coal. It was like haunting me in a terrible way, where I almost died without it. So every time I hunt for copper, I harken back to those days, and it doesn't make me happy. It reminds me of nearly dying. Yeah, I wish they disappeared from the vision when you mine them out. Rubber toe. That would be nice. That would be quite the quality of life upgrade. Maybe someday. Alright, copper time. Let's get out of this hole. So, see you. Also, I don't want to lose track of where the base is. I don't think I'm going to get lost, but you never know. Alright, so there's copper some way down here. It would also be a good idea to mine some of the iron as well if I'm going to make solder. Because you can't make solder without iron. So I need 150 iron as well, so let's just stop and grab that. Also, why is my iron damaged? See that in the top right of my belt? It took damage somehow. I have no idea. It doesn't affect the ability to make solder, but this is all like damaged iron. It's weird. It's like this raw iron in the mountain took storm damage or something stupid, which is 100% not how the game works. At least not supposed to. All right, there we go. And now for the copper. It's rust. that'd be a fun and definitely unwelcomed game mechanic. Oh lord. Sorry, you died. Why? Oh, you know, your oxygen filtered, rusted, your tools rusted. Knowing Rocketworks, I can actually see them doing that. Being like, alright, so now that we've made the game crazy complicated so that only a small fraction of people ever really play it, let's introduce rust. And then what little of the player base remains quits or mods the rust out. That's kind of how it's been going, is every time they introduce a game mechanic that like people dislike, they just, you know, the gaming community as a whole decides to just mod that mechanic out of existence. Alright, that was a really good amount of mining. And do I take... Yeah, I'll just take the pill. Fix my lungs. It's not going to come back. Oh, we have a storm incoming. Crud. Well, even though it takes a little bit of time to cycle the airlock, I don't want to smelt in a storm, so I'm going to go turn on my storm timer. Figure out how long I have. Because I've lost, what did I lose? Invar? Solder? I lost something in a storm before. Oh, I have plenty of time. Cool. I should honestly just leave the storm timer on. Is multiplayer still a mess? It is on the branch I'm playing on, yes. I think it's been, from what I've been told, it's been fixed a little on the beta branch, but then the beta branch is a beta branch, so it's a mess for an entirely different reason. But I haven't played the beta branch, so I can't really speak to it. go with 8. No! Oh, the thing was on. Okay. My binding drill still on? It was. Let's go with copper first. And lead last. Or solder last. I'm gonna have to quickly Stationeers furnace. I'm gonna look up the pressure tolerances for the lead because I don't have it memorized. But the in-game Wikipedia thing sucks, so I'm gonna use the online version. So gold. So lead is... Pressure doesn't really matter, but temperature has to be cold. No. No, I'm looking at solder. So temperature has to be cold, but pressure doesn't really matter. Got it. That's easy. So there's gold, and then last but not least, the solder. So iron, 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 lead, lead, lead. Once there's room. Go. And in order to make this colder, actually it might just chill on its own because I'm introducing so much. It has to be colder than 277 Celsius. So let me turn on the input vent to just pump in cold oxygen from Europa. And that should chill the furnace enough to make solder before the timer runs out, which I have 300 seconds. Plenty of time. There we go. Temperature is dropping fast. Ah, still not cold enough. Here we go. Solder done. Yoink. And vent out the rest of the excess to get rid of it. So the first thing I'm going to try to do is to complete the heavy cables so that I can start to wire things up. So I'll print those up quickly because I need to go back outside to finish cabling it. I left off right there, which is pretty close to indoors, but not all the way. And I've got 200 seconds. Knowing that a storm's coming, I'm just going to start turning on the heaters in here because my batteries will fill back up, no problem. And I'm also turning on the water heater too. The reason I'm heating up the base is eventually, once I pressurize this tunnel, the frigid air in here will mix with base air, so it helps that my base gets warm ahead of time. Wouldn't hurt, right? All right, I have about 3 minutes left. I'm going to leave that printing, because I'm going to need more heavy cables, but let me cycle and get these cables laid out. Because I'm just about out of time on stream 2. wedging myself like this is probably not safe for getting murdered by clang reasons. But alright, I think that's the cables I need. I hope. Because I'm going to be out of time due to the storm. Inward. Yeah, the C++ clang. Exactly. You never know when it wants to murder you. But when it does, you get murdered real good. Anyone that has played enough knows exactly what I'm talking about when the game just decides that you've clipped into the terrain and it's going to smush you like it's never smoted anyone ever before. It's fun till it's not. Alright, so I can see the heavy cables. I'm already past the airlock. Now the other thing is I've bored a hole all the way up to the top of the tunnel, but I believe that you get some storm protection when you are like in a tunnel, even if it is exposed to Europa air. Or at least that's how it used to work. So yeah, here we go. Here's our heavy cable, and we're trying to cable to here. So I need to grab iron sheets for the construction with a... well, no. Oh, just iron sheets. Okay, cool. And then 3 electronic parts will be next. I have 1, so I'll have to make some spare electronic parts. But I'm trying to plug it into the power input here, so that should be easy to do. I think I have enough cables for that. So what I'll do is I'm going to leave off. I'm going to play a little bit longer until I have the power transmitter set up, which should only be another few minutes, so I'm pretty close. So I will need 5 more electronic parts. So let's go print those up. Oh, and the storm has kicked. Okay, it looks like my tunnel is in the storm. But at least the power's gonna charge up real quick. So electronic parts, get 5 of them, because I already had 1, unless I sold it? I may have sold it. Nope, I kept it. Alright. It does look stormy in the tunnel. So, this may suck a little. What I should have done is I should have plugged the top where the penthouse is going with like a frame so that it was airtight. But it's obviously not airtight. You know, it's not. It is stormy. So there's the microwave transmitter. And for me to angle it, I need a wrench. So I'm going to go down to 90 and then over to 90 for it to point down the tunnel. And I can turn that on. There shouldn't be a break in the cabling. Also, because I'm in the storm, my suit is like working overtime because it's colder out. Maybe I should be blue for this. I'm an intrepid explorer. I will do this anyway. With any luck, the storm goes away. So it's coldest during the storm. As you can see, the ambient temperature is down to -173. Celsius. Just about 100 degrees warmer than absolute zero. So my suit battery's probably getting drained. And my ox tank too. So here's the receiver. And... oh, the receiver didn't require as many electric parts. I guess it's not symmetric. I didn't know that. So down 90, on, and then also wired up to send power to the APC. And that means that if I think the storm ended. That's pleasant. If I power this on, we should have an elevator. And it's on. Oh no, we still have a storm. Yeah, so the wireless power is working. Clearly. Because the power to the elevator is on. So then what's left to do is to do a significant amount of mining up, where we build an elevator shaft as we mine upwards to the surface. And then once that's done, and all the while with the elevator shaft, and I guess what I'll do is I will let me really quickly just demo what the elevator levels look like. Although I probably don't have enough small cables for that. This storm is kicking me around like a rag doll. So if I put a level here, the way the shafts work, shafts are just like you travel past them, but you don't stop. And then the levels, you stop at each level. Or you can stop at each level. Yeah, there's a weird... I think the storm's over, but there's a weird, like, latent airflow that's pushing me against the wall. So... can't really move all that well. Fighting the game here. So I'm not sure how many cables I'm going to need, or how many cables I'm going to have for this. Maybe enough to demo it. Hopefully. Yep, enough. So then I can show you what the elevator will be like once the game stops shoving me against the wall here. Let me down. Oh god, that is frustrating. Alright, so once you're in the elevator, here is up to level 2, because this was set up as a level. And then down to level 0. So what we'll be doing is we'll just have a giant shaft all the way up to the summit. Is it still stormy? For real? Okay. But there you go. Let me run back to the base. And that is a demonstration of the wireless transmitter, receiver, and elevators. Sending power through this tunnel wirelessly. These do need to point at one another, so obviously it's easiest to set them up where they're at the same level. But you can have them point any direction. You just have to do a lot of trigonometry to get it right. Just to warn you ahead of time. So if you're wondering why I didn't just set the transmitter at the base of the mountain and then point it at the top where the penthouse is, I could have done that, but it would have just taken a lot more math. So it's easier to just put them on the same plane and have it go without doing really any math at all. Yeah, for real. The storm is still going. I wonder how hot my my water is now. Yeah, it's about the same as the base because of these radiators, I suppose. So I'm going to wait until the storm is over and then I'll call it. That will be my endpoint. So how do you guys feel about the penthouse project? I think it should look pretty cool when it's done. Kind of like the maybe mimicking a little bit the Space Needle in Seattle. But of course, the needle part will just be the mountain. The top will, I don't know. Maybe it's not going to look like the Space Needle. Never mind, I take that back. But that's sort of the idea here. And I am a hostage to the storm now. It'll take a lot of cables. It will. Oh, there we go. Now the storm is cleared. Well, it will definitely take a lot of cables, and a project like this will look best on the beta branch once everything's been refactored. But that brings me to the conclusion. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers Europa, which originally streamed live on Twitch April 26th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that I'm not looking for game suggestions, as I played this with the no backseating tag enabled. If you'd like to chat with me on my gaming community, Rhadamant.com, or the description of this video have a link to Discord. If you'd like to catch a live stream, Rhadamant.com or Twitch has my schedule. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll have to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Stay warm out there, fellow Europans.